Learn to say no and put yourself first, because right now we need to be focused. We are on the path to embodying our full potential in mind, body, and spirit. And in order to get there, we must be mentally sharp and calculated. We need to play this smart because there is not a lot of margin for error, my friend. And so when your friends ask you to go out and party and drink, say no. When your boss or work asks for an extra favor, say no. When a lousy opportunity falls in your lap and it doesn't really align with what you need to be doing, say no. Learn to say no and do not feel bad, because saying no is prioritizing you. And that is what we need right now. We need to be prioritizing us. So here's your reminder. I recorded that yesterday, and I wanted to expand on this topic because the more I thought about it, the more I realized that this was a very transformational thing in my own personal journey. A lot of the things that I talk about in my videos are based on personal experience. I ask myself, what would me at the lowest point in my life need to hear in order to, sometimes we need that thing. There's just this epiphany moment we have, and it sets us on a new path, a better path. So when I make these videos, I think, what would I need to hear in that moment for that to happen? Learning to say no, understanding the importance of being able to say no to other people, to things that were not in alignment with my path of personal development, of pursuing my full capability in mind, body, and spirit. Learning to say no to that stuff and say yes to me, say yes to my priorities, say yes to my daily activities, to things that I was doing on a day-to-day basis, like going to the gym, like dedicating time to my craft, like reading, like meditating, like praying. Very foundational things that help us become better people. Saying yes to those things, that was arguably one of the most transformational changes that I made in my life. So I want to take a little bit of time to flesh out the importance of this. Every time that you say yes to things that are out of alignment with your personal development of this path that you have chosen, you're sacrificing time away from you at the end of the day. And really, if our purpose in life is to pursue our full capability in mind, body, and spirit, that version of ourselves, that fullest capability, the full embodiment of those things, of our greatest version of ourselves, that person is not this foreign thing. It's not something that we're chasing outside of us, but it is rather a more clear reflection of the energy, the identity that we already possess within us. So really, our purpose in life is to get to know who we are as people, understand what we are, so that we can do things that align with us, truly align with us, be it activities, habits, passions, people, many things that come into our life. It's important that we're able to discern what is for us and what is not for us. Every time you say yes to things that are distractions, that are noise, that is things that are pulling you away, pulling you out there, you are sacrificing time that you could be spending doing that, getting to know yourself. You are sacrificing time that you could be spending developing your skills, improving your weaknesses. If you are someone who lacks in communication, I get a lot of people that message me about how to improve in their vocabulary, what to do to become smarter, more knowledgeable, what to do to become more outgoing, more charismatic. These are things that we need to be working on now. My friend, this is a growth stage in your life. And this is a crucial point because this is the turning point, really. I mean, this is the fork in the road. Choose yourself. Now, sometimes it's not just as easy as saying no. Sometimes there is a weight that we carry with us that makes it hard to make that decision. When our emotions or we let the way we feel dictate our decisions, yeah, it can be pretty difficult to say no sometimes. But a lot of the time, when our reason for saying yes to things that we know we shouldn't be doing, it's in an effort to please the other person or save the other person or people from feeling bad. We don't want them to feel unwanted or not valued. And look, that's a human thing. As people, well, most people, if you're not psychotic, your natural instinct is to make other people feel good. You want other people to feel cared for, to feel valued. But at the core, what is happening here is we're allowing our emotions, our feelings, to dictate our life. We're letting them take the lead. And most of the time, that is not a good idea. Now, I'm not saying to become numb, like emotions are good. I'm not one to be cold. No. Emotions are very important. And in fact, they're a vital tool when it comes to being able to make even harder decisions. They are our compass. And a lot of times they can tell us things that we don't consciously understand. But in this case, in this stage of our lives, we need to be thinking primarily with logic. We need to be going throughout our days in a sort of pragmatic manner. Because right now, our path looks like just one foot in front of the other. We're not worried about this over here. We're not worried about that over there. We're not worried about what's going to come in our near or distant future. We're focused on our daily habits. We're focused on improving 1% every single day. And that is it. One step in front of the other. And yeah, it's not exactly the most enthralling experience all the time, but it's what we need to do. There's not a lot of room for error in this stage. We need to be somewhat tunnel visioned. Of course, it's not good to be too tunnel visioned, but we need to be mentally sharp and just dialed in on us, on our daily improvements. It's also extremely important to create boundaries. Boundaries will help you mentally or visually draw a line. And when something crosses that line, it doesn't matter how we feel about it. And honestly, when something crosses that boundary, you should be confident in your decision. Shouldn't really be second guessing yourself. Again, this could be going to a bar, hanging out with friends, doing some side quests that you don't really need to be doing. There's many things that come into our life and present themselves as distractions. And having that mental boundary can make it a whole lot easier for you. But I want to make it extremely clear. Do not underestimate this. Your ambitions, your dreams, your visions, the things that make you feel alive, if you can envision the dream version of yourself, the version of yourself that you strive to be, you're physically fit, you're mentally sharp, you're extremely intelligent and well knowledgeable, you speak well, you're charismatic, you have good people around you, you spend your days doing healthy and productive things, you are dedicated to your work and you find it extremely fulfilling and satisfying. You are financially free. You have a healthy relationship. All things are just as they should be. That is in your future. And it's not a matter of if, it is only a matter of when. Because, like I said earlier, that version of you, it is not anything that is foreign to us. All that person is, that dream version of yourself is a better reflection of the energy, the identity that you already possess within you. But what does that mean? Well, what it means is your identity, envision it as like this ball of energy. Yes? This ball of energy is you. Call it a soul, if you will. That's what I call it. I believe we have souls, God forbid. This is you. And as you go throughout life and hang out with certain people, and your family and friends tell you certain things, and the schooling system trains you to act a certain way, and the media tells you certain things about yourself and the world and the people around you, and society tells you things. We're like adding layers onto our true identity, who we truly are. And we get to an age, like if you're me, I'm 23, early 20s, or maybe you're late teens, or maybe you're in your 30s or 40s or 50s, it doesn't really matter. But at some point, we have this realization that there's something within us that we are not tending to, that we are not looking at, that we are ignoring. And it is then when your life purpose becomes taking off those layers and unveiling the truth. And in that process, what it takes to reveal those layers and unveil what lies beneath is self-improvement. We need to cater to ourselves and prioritize ourselves. And that comes in the form of meditation and prayer and exercise and eating healthy and staying hydrated, keeping a clear mind, and very fundamental, basic things like nothing, there's no secret, it just takes time. And as you progress along this path and you spend more time with yourself, slowly but surely you will come to understand who and what you truly are. Those layers, the limiting beliefs, the presumed methods of action, the insecurities, they'll start to disappear, and you'll get closer and closer and closer to the core. And with each and every step, you'll become more and more confident in who you are, in your actions, in the things that you choose to involve yourself in, and the things that you allow to be in your life. And everything around you will sort of come into harmony, because the physical realm, like what is external, will be in sync. It'll be in alignment with what is internal. And that is true bliss. But in order to get there, you have to be able to make this decision, to be able to say no to things that are pulling you away from that path, to distractions, and all else that will inhibit you. So let today be day one of that. This new version of you, with this new perspective, take what you've learned in this video and apply it to the rest of your day today, and tomorrow, and the next day. Don't worry about what's to come in a month or next week. One foot in front of the other, my friend. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.